Ligaments, earlier we saw ligaments of BC, ligaments of vertebral column. Here we saw anterior longitudinal, posterior longitudinal, ligamentum flavum, intertransverse ligament, then interspinous ligament, then supraspinous ligament. So in this all longitudinal ligaments we discussed. So from cervical to the occipital region, these four ligaments, see, these two and supraspinous. So these four ligaments we can say it as longitudinal ligaments. These four ligaments will be having extension. These four ligaments will be having extensions from cervical to the occipital bone. Anterior longitudinal ligament extension is nothing but anterior atlanto axial ligament. So this is one ligament we can see in atlanto-axial complex. And posterior longitudinal ligament extension from C2 to occipital, it is called as C2 to occipital, it is called as tectorial membrane, ligament name tectorial membrane. And ligamentum flavum, see ligamentum flavum, the extension of ligamentum flavum. So ligamentum flavum, where we can see body of the vertebra. So this is the arch of the vertebra, spinous process, transverse process. So here we can see the ligamentum flavum posteriorly. So it is present in posterior, so that it is going to create posterior atlanto-axial ligament, posterior atlanto-axial ligament. And last one, supraspinous ligament extension from C2 to occipital region, in cervical region, occipital region, we can say it as ligamentum nunchae. So these are the common ligaments, these are the ligaments what we can see atlanto-axial complex. Other than these ligaments we'll be having two more special ligaments. Those are the transverse atlantal ligament, transverse atlantal ligament, and second one alar ligament. So what are these ligaments? Transverse atlantal ligament. Suppose if we are going to take the C1 atlas, so here it is a ring shaped bone, and then here will be having articular faces. So imagine this is a C1 atlas, okay. The transverse atlantal, so here by name only transverse atlantal, so it is going to divide the atlas into two parts. Posterior and anterior, okay, clear. So transverse atlantal ligament, the posterior portion will be large, vertebra posterior portion will be large, anterior portion will be small, so that here posterior portion will be large and anterior portion will be small. This is one point. After this transverse atlantal ligament is going to create this. See here we have articular facet for the dense, here we are having. Here also this is transverse ligament, no? Here on transverse ligament it will be having articular facet for the dense. Here it will be having articular facet for the dense. So here it's clear, no? So one articular facet is here, one more here. It is going to create the articular facet for the dense, so that a ring-like structure will be formed by the articular facet on the anterior ring and with the help of the transverse ligament. So that here it is going to create articular facet for the dense. After that, here these are the transverse fibers. Of the transverse atlantal ligament. After these transverse fibers, it will be having inferior longitudinal fibers. And superior longitudinal fibers. So transverse ligament will be there. It is going to create articular facet. Okay. After it will be having inferior longitudinal fibers and superior longitudinal fibers. These superior longitudinal fibers are going to attach to the occipital bone. Inferior longitudinal fibers are going to attach to the C2. That means axis are going to attach to the C2 axis. So these superior fibers mean these longitudinal fibers and transverse fibers together. Longitudinal fibers and transverse fibers together we can call like atlantal cruciform ligament. Okay, atlantal cruciform ligament. So these are the names for the transverse atlantal ligament. Even though it is going to provide articular facet for the dense, the primary this is primary. Secondary action of the transverse atlantal ligament. Is going to prevent the displacement of C1 on C2 vertebra. So when the patient is doing rotatory movement, so that this transverse atlantal ligament is going to prevent the dislocation. So dislocation means two vertebrae will be here. Dislocation means if one vertebra move like this, forward, that is nothing but displacement. So the prevention of the displacement of cervical 1 vertebra and cervical 2 vertebra will be done by the transverse atlantal ligament. So it is about the transverse atlantal ligament. Now second one, last ligament will be there, that is alar ligament. So what are these alar ligaments? Suppose if we take, this is our occipital bone. So here we'll be having atlas. C1. Okay, leave it. Now here we'll be having axis. So the axis will be having dense. So it is articulated with the atlas. So atlanto-axial joint. Okay. Now we'll see what is this alar ligament means. Alar ligament, these are the paired ligaments. These are the paired ligaments. It will start from the lateral surface of the dens. It will start from the lateral surface of the dens. Okay, lateral surface of the dens, and it is going to articulate with the occiput. It is going to articulate with the occiput. So these are the alar ligaments. So these two are the alar ligaments. So usually these two alar ligaments will be in neutral position. Will be in neutral. Neutral means no change in length. No change in length. Neutral. Usually these two alar ligaments will be in neutral position when head is in neutral position. When head is in head is in neutral position. So if there is no movement in the head and neck, like flexion, extension, side flexion and rotation, if there is no movement at the head and neck, so that time these two alar ligaments will be neutral in length. Suppose if cervical flexion is happening, these two alar ligaments will become tight. These two alar ligaments will become tight. And at the same time, if we divide this into two parts, suppose this is right side, this is left side. Suppose if the patient is doing left side, left side flexion, left side flexion, otherwise lateral flexion, if the patient is doing left side flexion, so that time right side ligament will become stretch. Okay, so this stretch ligament, the right side alar ligament will stretch when if it is head is bending to lateral, bending to left side. So when head is bending to lateral, mean left to lateral side, right side alar ligament will get stretched. The stretch of the ligament is going to prevent the further movement of the lateral flexion. At the same time, lower portion of the left alar ligament also is going to prevent the further side flexion movement of the head and neck. So this about the alar ligament. And one more point, alar ligament also is going to helpful in the prevention of the dislocation of cervical vertebra C1 on C2. So it is also going to it is also give a little support to the atlanto-odontoid joint. Okay, and one more point, these alar ligaments are weak when compared to the transverse atlantal ligament. So these are the ligaments of the atlantoaxial complex. Clear?